If you are struggling to get clients, here are some strategies that I've used for myself personally, and I've also implemented with a couple of clients that generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here's how to get more clients for your coaching business. So basically, when it comes down to strategies, there are two main ways of actually acquiring clients: outbound and inbound strategies. Outbound is basically reaching out actively to people, cold calling, cold messaging, or cold emails. And inbound is basically ads and organic content, so that people actually come to you, they react to something that you put out. And in my opinion, the key for both strategies is actually to have a lot of volume and a very good offer. Most people actually underestimate the amount of volume that it takes to actually get a client. You have to think, if you run ads or if you make content or if you reach out to people, you can assume that probably just like 0.1% or 1% of those people actually watching are just going to react to your content, right?
What?
And then it's like 1% of the 1% that is maybe opting in and that is maybe hopping on a call with you, right? So we're talking about 0.001% of people that you reach out to that might actually become your customers. And when I say reach out to, I mean reach out to directly or via ads and content. And you also need a very good offer, right? To make people actually react and to actually make people hop on a call with you, it's really important to stand out in a crowded marketplace. That means you solve a problem that the market really wants a solution for, right? At a competitive price with a really good experience. And when it comes to volume, the genius of being online is actually that you can reach out to thousands and thousands and millions of people, right? Because you can basically reach out to everybody in the world when it comes to advertising, showing your content, and direct messaging. So let's talk about outbound first. The strategy that I've been using for myself and that has worked very well for my clients is having automated or leveraged outbound system. What do I mean by that? This means basically using something like AIs, or in a better way, appointment setters, right? That actually DM people, where you can actually get a ton of volume out there, right? Like you should have at least 300 messages per person per channel sent every day. And you won't actually be able to do that all by yourself. And this is the great thing about leveraging yourself with AI. And I don't say like use super body messages, but like with AI or appointment setters, you can actually get much more messages out there than if you were just type and send messages by your own. And you can get appointment setters pretty cheap, and the AI tools often don't cost that much. Because the important thing is to actually reach out to hundreds of people every day so that you get that 0.01% of clients. And for sure, especially at the beginning, some people will be cursing you out, saying like, no, you don't have any proof and whatever, but that's the nature of the game, right? Like you will never convince everybody, you just need that tiny percentage. And the better results you will get, the more people you will actually convert. And the real key here is volume. And when it comes to the outreach message, I've actually seen pretty good results with offering people some value, right? Like be like, hey, I'm going over your content, just pointing out some things that you could do better. Are you interested in that? Or, hey, I have a system, a framework that helped X client get X results. Are you interested in that? Because most people out there are pitching, hey, I can do this for you, buy my stuff, right? So you want to actually stand out by trying to provide some value first before you start pitching people. Because if you look at the reality, we are all getting pitched all the time, right? So you might as well be a little bit different with a little bit of value up front, and so you can convert more people. Now let's talk inbound. When it comes to content, most of the time doing more is actually better. This is also what Grant Cardone told Alex Hormozi. If you will remember, if you do more, would it hurt? Would it hurt to do more content? And the answer is almost always no. Now this doesn't mean that you go on ChatGPT and just create a bunch of spammy content that everybody knows that it's AI generated. Instead, look for content that is already working out there, right? You want to research, you want to search out on the internet what type of short form content, what type of text, what type of long form topics are actually working out there. And then you will stick to those topics and stick to that format. In a sense, give the audience more of what they want. So start putting together a research file about all of the influencers, all of the creators in your space, what they're posting, what kinds of topics are they talking about, and stick to the hot topics. And then just test, iterate. And as soon as you find a message, a hook, a story that is actually resonating with your audience, you want to run that theme over and over and over again.
Yes. Yes!
You can also just test straight up via advertising, but this is going to cost you money up front. So I do think it's actually a better way of testing the angles, testing the messages organically. And then once you find what's working, you want to double, triple, and quadruple down on it and put advertising budget behind it. Because then you already have kind of a proven concept, you already have a proven message, and you've kind of developed your own style instead of just copying everyone else. So I really encourage that way. And if you want to run ads straight away and skip the learning process, the important thing here are to create a ton of variations, right? I really mean a ton. Just today, I made a VSL containing 12 different hooks, 2 different storylines, 2 different CTAs. That's about 48 different versions. And we're going to test that VSL in 3 different formats, right? So a credible amount of variations. Because if you test ads up front, you don't really know yet what's working 100%. So you want to create as many variations as you can to cover all the different angles that you're attacking that problem from. And also a great way of actually knowing what's working is to go into the ad libraries, is to go into the tools and actually look for patterns of topics, patterns of ads that are actually working out there. The thing is, creating traffic, right? Creating eyeballs is only one of the 4 vital parts that you need to turn attention into a paying customer. You also need a process of capturing that attention and then a process of actually converting that attention directly into sales.